Good morning, Dr. Phung, or rather, good afternoon to you according to your time zone.
Good morning, Christina. Nice to meet you.
Good to have you with us today. Let me introduce you shortly to our audience before we get to the questions. Dr. Phung is the director of the Mekong Development Research Institute based in Vietnam and leader researcher of the team which supported Oxfam Vietnam and Oxfam Intermon in conducting the study that implemented the multidimensional inequality framework and produced a valuable diagnostic on the current situation of inequalities in Vietnam. The title of the report on this work is Multidimensional Inequalities in Vietnam. Professor, could you please explain what this project consisted of? What motivated you to do this type of study and how it differs from other studies?
Thank you, Christina. So as most of you might already know, Vietnam is successful in poverty reduction in past 30 years. And most of the research in 30 years, many focus on poverty reduction, analysis of poor pupil, and measure impact of poverty reduction program and policy. Very few research look at the inequality and many on income only. That's why we would like to use the multi-dimension inequality frameworks developed by London School of Economics and Oxfam to conduct the research in Vietnam. And our research try to examine multi-dimension inequality in Vietnam. Addition to look at the income and assets, we focus on the important domains, including life and health, education and learning, and participation, influence, and voice. Whereas these are the most emerging issues in Vietnam, and many reflect inequality in opportunities. So our study aims to enrich the inequality analysis and potential implementation of IMF in Vietnam. That's why it is different from previous study when it have comprehensively examined inequality from a multi-dimension perspective.
Professor Phung, what would you say the main conclusions of this diagnostic are?
So our research findings show that there are the large gap in capability to enjoy the right to the proper quality education and to experience a life free of illness with access to quality healthcare between sub-population group in Vietnam. People belong to ethnic minorities, women, people living in rural areas are much more affected by inequalities in health and education than people who are king majority group, the men or who have higher income and living in urban areas. Inequality in life and health is often related to demographics characteristics. For main drivers that we identify in our research lead to inequality in life and health that include unequal access to the health care, unequal access to material and child health care, unequal access to clean water, adequate sanitation, and good nutrition. Negative social and cultural norms that could lead to health risks. Inequality in education and learning is often associated with different in family backgrounds, such as ethnicity, income, and education level of household head or mother of the child. We identify the five main drivers that lead to inequality in education in Vietnam that include unequal access to high quality education, um, unequal access to high quality education, harmful social and cultural norms that affect access to education and learning, like a provision special education opportunities and access to career guidance, vocational and technical trainings. The third one is inequality in capability to participate and raise one voice and influence public matter is also extremely acute between men and women and poor rich households with lower education compared to rich urban and high educated households in Vietnam. There are four main drivers identifies that lead to inequality in participation and voice that include income and education inequalities, the prevalence of social and cultural norms that diminish the women empowerment, ineffective list in encouraging the democratic participation of all population group, and inefficiency in forcing and secure transparency and prevent corruption.
Professor, would you say that these kinds of projects are useful for promoting the research and topics that are fundamental for the development of your country?
I think it's very important and necessary project because it helps us to understand the inequality and better to measure them, also better comprehend their cause and determinant. Uh, to find the best action levels to counter them in all areas and to support development and implementation effective strategies and action in the fields. Recently, there are big concern in Vietnam about increasing inequalities, especially inequality in opportunity and voice among such population group. Reducing inequalities is the more important SDGs that government of Vietnam have long been striving for, and under the commitment of SDG 10. There is a broad consensus that inequality is harmful to sustainable development, especially inequality can reduce economic growth and increase the poverty, hamper the enjoyment of human rights and people well-being. Understand the trend and driver of inequality in Vietnam, therefore, is very essential, not only for researchers, but also for policymakers in Vietnam. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor Phuong, for making it clear again that there is no doubt that the implementation of diagnostics is essential in understanding inequalities and topics that are important for public policy discussions. Thank you for sharing with us just how useful they can be.
Thank you, Christina.